On campus, University of Oklahoma, the students getting a bit feisty here. This is more like it, a friendly game of Frisbee on a spring day in Norman, where we are kicking back and taking it easy and taking in some Big 12 women's gymnastics. We're through 3 rotations, and John Roethlisberger, the Huskers, have taken control.
The top-ranked Huskers are going to make it really tough on anybody catching them in the last rotation, putting some distance between themselves and the rest of the field.
Nebraska, Iowa State, Missouri, and OU, and after 3 rotations and the individual all-around, it's a couple of Huskers leading the way.
Yeah, and not surprisingly, Rochelle Simpson on the top. Emily Parsons, a little bit of a surprise right at her heels. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the last rotation.
So it comes down to this, the 4th and final rotation. Iowa State moves over to the vault, Nebraska on bars, Missouri on beam, and the floor exercise is Oklahoma's. Nebraska has not only been led by Rochelle Simpson, but it's the freshman Emily Parsons trying to match her elder teammate.
And Nebraska really is in control of their own destiny. If they perform up to their capabilities on this event, they should be coming home with the Big 12 championship. Beautiful. Big reverse hecht, and just as I say that, big air on the low bar. She went the wrong direction, managed to stay on, but that is going to be a healthy deduction nonetheless. It gets a little sticky here. First girl up, opening the door just a tiny bit. You can't do that.
She had a big vault, but here on bars, Emily Parsons.
And here's a mistake. She goes the wrong way there. Her feet hit the ground. You can see the form break. That's going to cost her at least 2 or 3 tenths. And at this point in the competition, you cannot afford 2 or 3 tenths.
Steve Nuno, the veteran coach, with Jessica Kinder, the freshman, on floor exercise, trying to come through out of Kansas City, Missouri. And Oklahoma needs some big scores in the floor exercise here in the final rotation.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be tight. You know, Nebraska did really well in the last rotation and established themselves here down the stretch. But, you know, OU finished on floor last year and won it. And I know that's in the back of their mind again tonight. Kinder, a good tumbler. Double tuck. Now, she is capable of a more difficult pass there. And again, this is what Nuno was talking about. He said it depends how close it is down the stretch on whether they're going to take chances. And I guess he feels it's close enough that they don't need to take unnecessary chances.
Oklahoma really fell off in the beam. So they need some big scores here in the floor exercise to get back into this thing.
So far, this looks good. Their first girl up did a great routine at a 9.775. They can build on that. They could move up. Very beautiful dance, beautiful execution. Toes are always pointed. They need every 10.
Jessica Kinder, one of 8 freshmen on this Oklahoma roster this year.
Another mistake there. That was supposed to be a combination pass front full to a front. Not only will there be execution errors, but also bonus errors on that. OU is digging themselves a hole they're probably not going to get out of, unfortunately, from the beam onto the floor exercise.
They got off to a big start in the first 2 apparatus, but not so after that.
Here's the last pass again. Here's the front full, and you can see her feet get out in front of her just a little bit too much. She was supposed to punch front out of that. Couldn't do it. And the hurdle to get back to the top spot for OU will probably be insurmountable unless Nebraska really opens the door for them on the uneven bars. And even with that first girl up, Emily Parsons, she had an error, but she still scored a 9.675. And that's not a terrible score, especially when you have a lead going into the last rotation.
Nebraska had the lead going into the last rotation. Dan Kindig's team has won 9 of the last 11 conference championships. He's in his 12th year at Nebraska. He welcomed back Rochelle Simpson this year. Of course, Simpson had the devastating knee injury a year ago, miss the Big 12 meet, and Rochelle Simpson is one who is anxious to get back to gymnastics this year.
I think when I got back this year, I enjoyed it so much more, especially preseason. You know, preseason's tough and preseason's hard, and it's bonding, and it's really right where you get your foundation for the year. And I know for a lot of people, preseason's not the best time. You know, season's what everyone's excited about, but for me, preseason was great just because I was back with the team and I was back practicing and training, so it was nice.
It's amazing when you can't train, that's exactly what you want to do is get back in the gym, and she has done it, and she's done it well.
Now on uneven bars here, Rochelle Simpson.
And she's great on this event. And Nebraska can put this away with just a couple more good performances. And she is just so much fun to watch. You can tell she is a step up from most all other girls in this competition. Every time her feet go together, her toes are pointed. Nice ganger, a little foot break on the catch. Big dismount, double layout, sticks the landing, and it's one routine closer to Dan Kending's 10th Big 12 team championship.
Those Huskers are making some noise here in Sooner Country.
Here's another look at the double layout. Pikes a little bit at the beginning of it, but opens up, and you cannot land it much better than that.
Could it be an all-around title for Rochelle Simpson? A 9-9 on bars for the senior. All right, Alicia Robinson of Missouri. What a terrific meet she has had. She on the balance beam here, but Alicia Robinson third in the all-around going into her final event right here.
And that is a great way for her to finish this competition. Missouri is out of the running most likely for the team championship unless something dramatic happens, but it would be great for her to finish with some individual accolades, and I know the rest of her teammates want to see that happen as well. Tough place to do it, though. The balance beam, a little wobble there.
Balance beam has not been Robinson's strongest event, but closing out a terrific career at Missouri. He was newcomer of the year or freshman year back in 2002. Now as a senior, the Bate City, Missouri native tries to close it out in style at the Big 12 meet.
The gainer layout step out, another small wobble on that. But she really has been the foundation of the Missouri team. Anytime you talk about Missouri, you talk about Alicia Robinson, and she has really helped carry that Missouri team a long way, and she's got a lot to be proud of.
She has quite a legacy there. All you have to do is look at the gymnastics media guide, and it's Alicia Robinson's name everywhere.
It's the Alicia Robinson guide.
Just behind the two Nebraskans in the all-around, Alicia Robinson trying to finish strong here.
And also just ahead of a couple Iowa State gymnasts, and she wants to stay ahead of them. I don't know if that's going to be good enough, though. Iowa State's on vault. That's a good event for them. She's going to have a tough time staying in the top three, I believe. Here's a wobble, and you can see just a little bit those toes digging into the balance beam, managing to stay on. Take a look at the dismount. It's a gainer full, a little bit too far away from the beam. You want to land closer. It makes it easier to stick the landing, but she stuck it nonetheless. Good job from Alicia Robinson.
Still more of the Big 12 Women's Gymnastics Championships from Norman in a moment.